Hey, I'm a minute here early. I just decided to jump in a little bit of early. My name is Elizabeth. I'm the blogger at the Home Business Owner blog.com. In case you haven't met me before, I'm the owner of this group, the Home Business Group. I blog at the homebusinessowner.com blog. It's a place where I get to teach stay-at-home moms how to start a home business. And what was the reason why I started that blog? I started it because I wanted to help stay-at-home moms who desire to stay at home and take care of their kids, but still want to run a business to be able to do that. I don't believe that if you decide that you want to stay home and take care of your kids, that you should lose your source of income. Let's say you were probably working or something like that, and you decided, okay, I want to stay home, take care of my kids, then you find yourself trying to survive on one income or just getting nearby. No, I really believe that you should be able to replace the income that you had before you decided to stay home, as you mean you were working before. So I love blogging because it has kind of impacted my life. That's one thing I love about blogging. Sometimes you sit down, you are writing a blog, you're so inspired, and as you pour out that inspiration, you find out that the more you are giving out to people in the form of blogging, the more it's impacting your life. Because as those ideas come to you and you are giving it out, you're dishing out to people, it makes you sometimes sit back and like, wow, I didn't even know this about this topic. I get to research a lot because I get to give the people who come to my blog different ideas. I don't really stick to one idea. I give them different ideas so that if you feel this one doesn't work for you, you can try the other one. That's why I called my blog the Home Business Owner, meaning that it could be different kinds of home businesses. So today I'm going to teach you 3 ways that you can make money from any home business. It's not specific to one business, because one thing I know is that no matter what it is that you are doing today, there are 3 things that I know that you can do. You can write about it, you can teach other people what you have learned, and then you can make printable products out of it. These 3 things, you can do it for any business that you're running. It doesn't matter whether you're selling online or probably you even have a brick and mortar business. Even if you have a brick and mortar business, like say you bake cakes from home and you deliver to people, that means you have a physical product that you are selling. It doesn't matter. You can do these 3 things to it. And what is it? What's the reason why I decided to share this? Because I realized that sometimes as business owners, especially when you're a home business owner, when you start one particular business, you probably have researched on how that business is run. So your mind is kind of fixed on just one income stream. Perhaps, let's say you have somebody who makes cakes. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm using cakes. It's not like I actually make cakes. I don't. Although sometimes I do try. Anyway. But let's say you bake cakes anyway, and you probably sell from home. Maybe in your mind, all you are thinking of how to make money is how to get my cake out of the oven and then into the customer's hand. And you imagine that is the only way you can make money. But the truth is that in the times where we are in now, there are many ways you can make money from that same cake business. Yes, you can sell it physically. You can sell the knowledge that you have. You can create recipes and sell. You can teach people online about it. You can write books about it. That's why I said that no matter what it is that you do, these 3 things, you can apply it to it. So I'm going to look at the first one, which is writing about it. They call it freelance writing. How do you make money from freelance writing about the topic that you're passionate about or what you do as a person, as a home business person? Let's even assume that probably your home business, you sell clothing online, or maybe you even sell clothing in a shop. You have a physical shop where you sell clothing. How do you write about it? When you go online, you're going to see that a lot of businesses are always looking for content. And the truth is that the person who sells clothing online, maybe he has a very big retail chain, he wants to bring in people online. But the only way he knows that is good, apart from advertising on Google and Facebook ads and all that, is by writing about that topic. And sometimes they don't want to hire an in-house person that all the person's work to do is to write about their clothing. So they do outsource. And how do they do that outsource? They go to different job boards and post and look for freelance writers whose niche is basically about clothing or fashion, whatever you are into, maybe it's even beauty, whatever, even if it's network marketing, it doesn't matter. As long as you have knowledge about that subject. So your own is to go out there and look at those job boards and ask yourself, where are the ones that are looking for me? And as soon as you see such people, you can tell them, okay, I can do this. Sometimes it may be that, oh, probably you don't even have a published work online. It doesn't matter. You can write sample posts, pick out topics and write about those things and then put it in your Google Docs and send them links to it. There are those who actually prefer that, okay, you already have a published work. If you don't have one, you can start with Google Docs. But if you really want to take it as a serious side gig that you add to what you're already doing as a business, you can publish it online. So that each time they ask you, where's your published work, you can say, okay, this is something that I've published online. And you know, the truth is that people look at freelance writing and all they think of maybe is all those people who are at Upwork that write for $15, $10. No. The truth is that if you hone your art very well, you can make up to $120 per post. I'm saying this not because I have heard, it's because I have made that amount of money from one post. And I'm not even charging a high amount. That's just the truth. Yes, I blog about starting home businesses, but then when I go on and I use freelance writing, I go on and I look for jobs. I see people who want to write about home businesses. They want to write how to start businesses. They even want to write about something about product review or something like that. And the truth about it, but because I'm already blogging, these things maybe come naturally to me. So it's easier for them to write, really believe me. But one thing I've even realized, the first freelance writing job I ever got, it had nothing to do with a home business. In fact, it was a product review. I had never written one before, but I just put together what I wanted to do, sat down, looked at it, put it together and sent it to the person. He now sent it back for some edits, and that was how a relationship developed. That was how I developed that income stream. So I'm no longer sitting on my blog waiting for, okay, drive traffic, okay, wait for affiliate income. Truth is that when I started blogging, I didn't think that freelance writing should be an income stream. And that is sometimes the mindset that we have as business owners. We're just looking at one particular way of making money. One particular way of making money for my business, according to me, was just the affiliate marketing. So if my affiliate links weren't clicking through, I'm worried, I'm wondering, when am I ever going to make money from this blog? Until as I blogged and as I listened to other people, I began to realize that there are many parts to this blogging. It's not just about sitting there and hoping that, okay, somebody clicks through. What if you don't have the traffic? If you just started your blog, maybe your blog is just new and you don't have the traffic that you need. There's a post I wrote about 5 strategic ways you can make money from a blog. It's on my blog. In that place, I had to go back and write what is the underpinning requirements for you to make money through a particular aspect in a blog. But this training is not about blogging. It's just about general home business, that you want to make money from your home business. And what it is that I'm trying to make you understand here, when you have those income streams, you will see that you are no longer dependent on, let's assume you have an online shop where you sell accessories. So you're no longer dependent on until people buy your accessories. That's when you make money. So when people don't buy from your shop, you're really disturbed. If you have something that is different, like writing about that, and if your shop, people are not buying from your shop today, you can be making money from your writing. So that's one way of making money, which people often ignore. There is a huge demand for content. That's just the truth. Every business is online, but most businesses, there's no business that doesn't have a web page now or a Facebook page, and every of those things, they need content. Instagram needs content, Facebook needs content, Pinterest needs content. You just name it. All these things, they need content. So even if you don't even want to write a full page about, maybe you don't want to write a blog post of 700, 1,000 words, 2,000 words, after all, you're not a blogger. If you are good at creating catchy Facebook posts, you can become that person's social media manager, and you are making money from that. And that's because you already have the knowledge that comes from running your own home business. So I'm just trying to say that in this age where we are in, every information you have about your business is monetizable. So don't just look at it that if I'm selling coffee online, so I'm waiting for people to come and buy coffee from me. So if they don't buy coffee or coffee accessories, that means I haven't made a sale. No, you can actually begin to extend how you make money from that shop. Let's go to the second one. The second one is that you can teach it. If you have run a business for a time, there are things that you have learned that the person who is starting out from now would not know. And people always wonder, do I have enough expertise to teach? Do I know how to teach? It doesn't matter. The difference between you and the person who started today is that you are a step ahead. If you started a blog today and somebody started 6 months ago, there's something they have learned that you are yet to learn. That's just the truth. And as long as you have that knowledge, you can teach it and you can charge people for it. The same thing, you started an online shop. Maybe you decided, I have started online shops before, maybe about 2 or 3 of them or thereabout. And I know that for each of the platforms I started on, the first one I ever started on was on, I think it was on Bonanza, yeah. Each of those platforms, I started one on Bonanza, and each of those platforms, they require a specific knowledge. The way you start an online shop on Bonanza is not the same as when you want to start it on Wix or Shopify or BigCommerce. They're all different. So there is a knowledge that you have acquired from starting those things, that somebody who wants to start now may need that knowledge so that they would cut down the time to market. Because trust me, you can have all the beautiful pictures, but if you're not able to put together your online shop very well, it will still not look nice and you'll still not be able to make sales. So that person who wants to start an online shop today, maybe he or she wants to sell coffee or clothing online, they will need that knowledge that you have of starting an online shop, even though what you sold in your online shop was different. So ask yourself, how do I create a course with the knowledge that I have from starting this online shop or even starting this brick and mortar business? How do I create a course that will teach people, perhaps teach them from the beginning what they need to do? What were the mistakes that you made that you now found out that you had to go back and correct? For example, when I started blogging, I didn't know anything about formatting using the H1, H2 tags. I didn't know much. I was just writing and writing. It was later when I began to research them. Obviously, I saw that sometimes when I look at my blog, my blog doesn't look as nice as the ones that I saw there. And then, obviously, when I kept on researching, and I found out, I wasn't even putting all that. That's the reason why your blog is not performing well. Also, some SEO knowledge, you didn't have it. Now, somebody who is starting a blog today wouldn't know. If you see some of the blogs I wrote when I started first, they were not interesting to look at. But I had to now go back and correct all those mistakes. That's something I have learned, and you can't take it away from me. That's an experience which I can use to create a course for somebody who is just starting a blog today. So if you feel like, I don't have the confidence to teach somebody, there's something that you know that somebody who is just starting may never know. And so you can create a course around that, and you do what? And you teach it. And that course, you can sell it. And you know the beautiful thing about courses is that you will just create it, put it on a platform, promote it once in a while and all that, and you are still going back to do your main business. It's not that you have to be there every day teaching the person. No, you've already created the course so that course gets to sell. And the truth is that if people see that you really have expertise because that same course that you created, you are actually doing that business. Wow, they can trust you the more. They can come back to you and ask you questions and you can answer them. And trust me, even when they ask you questions and you probably don't know the answer, you can go back and research and find out that answer and still give it back to them. You are that expert person that they are looking at. So that's the second way that you can do what? Make money out of that your home business. Another way that could be just, let me say, putting it under course is like creating membership classes. Okay, maybe you don't just want to go through that gamut of creating a course. Some people will say creating a course is difficult and all that. You can say, okay, why don't I just have a membership class where I get on maybe once a week and I share some tips about a particular part of the business. So people sign up to your membership class because they want to get your expert knowledge. So in that membership class, they have access to you always. When they have issues, they run into a problem, maybe they are running their online store, something like that. They run into a problem, they can get back to you and ask you questions and you answer them, and they pay you a monthly due, a monthly fee for that. That's another way of making money from your business, and you're still running your main business. It doesn't take away from what you do. And the truth is that whether you like it or not, that's knowledge you have. You actually give it out for free. Sometimes maybe you're doing a business and you meet somebody who does the same business. Person starts asking, I ran into this problem, I didn't know how to, and you start pouring out. You start explaining to the person how to solve that particular problem. That's the same thing you do in a membership class. You go out there, you put out information maybe week by week, you are giving them new information of what is happening in that line of business. You are still doing your business, but you are making money from that expert knowledge you already have. One of the things I've come to realize is that if you are so stuck on looking at the fact that you have a business in front of you, of course, I know that running a home business, it demands a lot. And I know, especially if you stay at home mom and all you do is you take care of the kids and you do, so sometimes you're like tired and all that. But I like you to look at it that even if I can't do these three, I can do one. For example, the freelance writing thing, it doesn't take you anything to bring out one day in your week and say, this day, all I'm going to do is to apply for different jobs or look for different freelance writing opportunities that are in my niche and apply to them. You finish that application that day, you forget it. Trust me, the first time I got a freelance writing opportunity, I had applied. I think they didn't take me at that time because they had enough writers. Then out of the blues, one day I just came back after I usually do a home teaching for my church people and all that. So I just came back and I got this message. Oh, we wanted to pick you, but because our writers were already full at that time, we didn't get to pick you. But now we have a spot available. Do you still want to work with us? I said, of course, I want to work with you. I always want to work. That's one opportunity has given me a line of income for my business. And it's not that it's just a small line of income. There was a time that maybe in the 3 months I'll earn only $50. But now, because of that freelance writing opportunity now, in fact, I've just been given a batch of 10 articles to write. Each of those articles costs $120. So I have $1,200 that I'm working on right now. That's not my blogging business. And the blogging, of course, with the traffic coming in and all that, what is it? I'm getting affiliate links. You know the truth. With the money I can make from those side businesses, I can actually invest it into my main business, assuming that main business is not even like going the way I wanted it to. It's not picking up the way I wanted it to pick up. I can take that same money and invest it into my main business, and the business will be multiplying itself. So let's look at the third one. The third one, what you can do in your home business that is not the main business itself, but something as a side gig that you can add is what? Make printable products out of it. I know when you think about printables, the first thing that comes to your mind is those beautiful sheets you see on Etsy. Yes, they are wonderful. But to be very frank with you, a printable product is anything you can print out online. So it could be an ebook, it could be a planner, it could be spreadsheets, it could be anything that helps somebody's life, that helps to make somebody's life easier. You know, when I started doing researching and writing about home businesses, I write about different topics. Like I talk about, maybe today I'll write about, okay, starting an online shop, tomorrow. But one day I researched about printable products and I wrote about it. And that post, with time, it began to pick up. Before I knew it, it was ranking on the first page of Google. And you know what? People started coming into that post. And I realized that, wow, this has become a topic for which my blog ranks for. And you know what? I was just looking at it. I was like, wow, I used to make printables, but it was just for my own use and all that. It wasn't something that I really took like serious or something like that. Yeah, I'm somebody who could whip together an ebook, a planner, a workbook easily because I worked in HR. So putting together all those things doesn't really like take anything from me. But by writing this one post and it getting to the first page of Google, I now realized that people wanted to know more. I started researching. I realized that there weren't even really any courses that have been created around this project, around this topic. So what did I do? I created a mini course. I launched that course last year, and a lot of people wanted to take that course. A lot of them were like, oh, they didn't even know about this. Oh, this is the first time someone is really teaching them something new about the printables product. And it was everywhere. You would think that somebody would say, okay, let me just sit down and create something about it. But they didn't. So I created this course and people were like buying into the course. That printables product that I make, that I was using for myself. In fact, there was one because I love to encourage people. So whenever I see somebody feeling down, I'm the one who will go and tell you, don't worry, you can make it. Oh, don't worry, things are going to turn out well. I realized that for me, that's just something that comes to me naturally. So some of the products I had created before that I was just giving out as free ebooks, free this and all that, I just put them together and I made it into a printable product. And that's how I put it on my online shop. That online shop is part of my blog. And it ties into what I do. So that's what I say, that when you look at your business, don't just look at it as just one way of making income. No, there are different ways to make income from that business. You just have to be willing to bring out your time and begin to explore those ways. And sometimes you'll be amazed that that little side gig that you thought was a side gig will become a major contributor to your income. What are you trying to do here? You're trying to diversify your income. You're trying to make sure that your income is not just based on one line of business. About last week, I just concluded a training which I call the Stay at Home Mom training. It's just a training that I wanted to make for stay at home moms to deal with the different issues of their life. And one of the things I dealt with there was the money mindset. Once a woman probably leaves her job to go take care of her kids, of course she knows, okay, she can't work again. And so because of that, sometimes whether you like it or not, when you're not making money, your self-esteem kind of takes a hit, because you begin to wonder, okay, what's my worth now? Okay, now every day I get up, I clean. Okay, so what's my worth? But I don't believe that because you chose to stay at home with your kids that you should just be scrimping by and all that. I believe in having a good money mindset, and the money mindset I have is that of abundance. So what the first thing I try to deal with for the stay at home mom is her money mindset, to make you understand that you have what it takes to make as much money, if not more than what you were making in your corporate job. I know everybody loves a corporate job. I was also a corporate worker. So I understand what it means to, like, okay, every end of the month you have your mail, you have your check in the mail, and you don't have to like struggle and worry how was it made and all that. But the truth is that the life of somebody who starts a home business, even though when you start off it doesn't always look interesting, because obviously maybe the first year or 2 years you're still struggling to understand the business may not be making money, and so you struggle. And sometimes people will wonder, why did you take that step? Why not just get a job and all that? They give you all kinds of advice. But if you have a dream and you have a vision, I will advise you to do what? Stick to it and work it out. One of the things I plan to do in my future, that not only for this blog, this blog is just a starting point, but I believe that one day there will be a home business school, online home business school for stay-at-home moms, so that when you say you are going to stay home at home, those who are working will start to envy you, because they know that you are entering into a bigger level of your earning for yourself. Yeah, it's not going to be easy, but you can do it. So back to what I was talking about. So when you talk about making printable products, you can make ebooks, you can make guides, tutorials, you can make workbooks, you can do spreadsheets, you can do worksheets, you can also do workbooks, you can also create planners. These are the different ways that you can do what? Explore your expertise as somebody who is doing a business, who understands what she's doing. For example, if you are a gardener, you know a lot about gardening. You can create a workbook that teaches people how to take care of their garden, maybe from the beginning to the end, probably from the planting of the seed to the watering it, to growing up, to ensuring that you're pruning it. You can do all that and put it together in a workbook. And somebody who picks it up will say, okay, instead of every day trying to wonder what's wrong with this plant, why is it not growing well? This is just what I need to do. Perhaps you have even set up a system that enables you to keep your plants all green and good. You can put that system down in a workbook, and then you can sell it to people. So even though you are gardening as the main thing, that workbook is out there selling and you are making money from it. That's why I created the printables course. If you're somebody who wants to learn how to create printables, then you better get on on my blog and do what? Go and take that course, because when you take it, you will understand that creating printables is not just about creating finery things. It's beautiful to create beautiful things. But one thing I believe is that if you are looking for information, I don't think you're interested in the flowers that somebody puts there. You just want to know that information solves your problem. That's what matters. So you don't have to have a big design skill, because I think that's the issue. Some people look at, okay, I don't know how to use Adobe Illustrator. No, simple design skills. And with that, you still create products that people will buy. So I've shared with you today what I think will help your business, and it doesn't matter what it is that you do. These are things I have tried and I've tested myself, and they are working for me. So that's why I decided to share it. And I believe that if you would take that opportunity today and say, look, enough of just putting my mind as a one-track mind that I'm going to make money by selling this. So if I don't make money, I'm not happy, or my online shop is not doing well and all that. No. Begin to create other streams of income. Sometimes you can have an online shop, but you don't have the money to advertise. So if you were doing your freelance writing and you're making money from your freelance writing, you can take that money from the freelance writing and invest it in Google ads or Facebook ads or Pinterest ads. But if you started an online shop, probably you didn't have much and you started an online shop by drop shipping. I don't know whether you know about drop shipping, but I've done drop shipping before, so I know what it's all about and all that. And I write about it on my blog. It's one of the easiest ways to actually start an online shop without keeping stock. So let's say you started an online shop using drop shipping, but you don't have money to buy ads to drive traffic to your shop because it's still new and nobody knows you, apart from sharing with friends. If they like, they share. If they like, they don't share about it and all that. So what do? If you create this side streams of income, you can use money from there and then put it into your Facebook ads. I remember there was a time when if you had $1, you could just go and advertise on Facebook. Now, if you don't keep maybe $5 to $10 to be spent per day, your ads will just mean nothing. That's how expensive Facebook and Pinterest have joined them too. Pinterest was so wonderful, but now they've gone public. So don't expect they're not going to make money. So the days of free traffic on Pinterest is coming to an end. That's just the truth. And so with time, I feel that with time, they're going to be like FB where, okay, you're creating great content. That's wonderful, but we're going to first show those that are making money for us. So if you're not making money for us, I don't think we're going to show you. Even if people are following you, they still don't get to see your posts. So that's basically it. So I'd like to end here today by saying that don't keep a one-track mind when it comes to doing your business. Open your mind to creating different streams of income so that doing that business will be a joy to you. I hope to see you again next Friday to share more with you. But before I do, please, I'm going to drop some of the links I talked about, some of the blog posts I talked about under this training. So in case you just want to take a look at it, you can go ahead and take a look at it. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask me, please drop the questions under this training and I'm going to answer you. And if you have friends that are willing to join this group, please invite them in. I have a lot of things I wrote down in this group I'll be doing, but to be very frank, when I realized that I have so much in front of me and it became overwhelming, I just decided let me choose this one thing, which is just to share my knowledge on Fridays with people who are in this group. At least this one thing I'd keep to it, and I will ensure that. So next Friday, please keep a date with us. And if you ask to join that group or somebody asks to join this group and they are not able to, I think Facebook is having some glitches. So some people ask to join and still it's not showing up on the board. Don't worry. I'll still check later. If the glitch has been cleared, I will add you and the training will be there for free. But if the person wants, you can contact me and I'll add you to my email list and I will send you this training for free. You don't have to pay for it. Just join my email list and you're free to get it. Thank you for joining me and have a wonderful evening.